You ever look back at photos from 3 years ago and think nothing's changed? You got the same job, same goals, same mindset, and you keep hoping that things will just work out as time passes, but nothing will until you start making different moves. So this video, I'm going to break down why nothing's changed for you and how to fix that starting today. Now think about the default path of life you've been on since you came into this world, right? You came into this world a small little bean, barely anything, and as time passed, you just grew. You had to do literally nothing to grow. You just grew. And then you went to school, and every year, as time passed, you went up and you got more responsibilities and different things came into your life, and there was just a lot of experiences that you didn't have to do anything for. It just came to you. And as more time passed, you either got a job, some of you got cars, more responsibilities, you got a girlfriend, boyfriend. Everything just came to you as time passed on. And you low key came to believe that as time passes, things will just come to you. But that's not the case, because what happens after we get out of high school or we get out of college? That's when we start to notice some people going up in life and some people stagnating, some people not moving at all, and even worse, most people getting worse as time passes. So from, we'll say, 1 to 18, for the most part, we were all growing. We were all going up. And then once 19 hit, some kept going up, some stayed the same, and a lot of people dropped down. And why is that? It's because we came to believe that things just get better as time passes, because we were on a path during school that was designed for things to go up. We were literally put on that path. So we didn't have to work for anything. And now I believe that's just how life is, but that's not. Because we were on the educational path. We're off of that now. Once we're out of the education system, now we're in the real world. So what happens? Now we're on the default path of nothing. Because our entire premise was to just get a job. Now we got a job. Now the path is done. And so is nothingness. I want to give you this quote that I think really speaks volumes. It's by Andy Warhol. I don't know if you know him, but he says, "They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself." And I'm telling you that, like, time, like, you have to break this idea that time is going to do anything, because if you don't, this is what can happen to you. I remember when I was working at this mental health facility, and I was doing this intake for this one guy that I'll call him Ryan. I was doing this intake for a guy named Ryan. And I was asking him these questions to get a little bit of his background. And as he was talking, he just looked so sad and defeated, like life had no more meaning to him. And I remember towards the end of the discussion, he was talking about his life and how where he is right now, he did not want to be here. But the sad part is he couldn't change it. And he said that, he said, "Well, that's in the past. I can't change anything now." And in that moment, I was listening to him and watching him, and I felt so bad. I felt my heart breaking, and I felt scared because I was staring dead in the face of my worst fear of getting older and looking back on my life and realizing I didn't live how I wanted to live it, simply because I either didn't know or I didn't do. And that, unfortunately, is the fate for so many people, because they think that as time moves on, things will get better. But things won't get better until you get better. That's it. So I want you to think about the path you're on right now. Are you on the default mode where you just wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, scroll, eat, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, yada yada yada, day off, go to work? Like, is that the path you're on? And that's the path you're on. As time passes, will things get better for you? Think about that. Or are you on the intentional path where You're doing things with purpose. You're going to the gym to work on your body. You're eating healthy to work on your health. You're calling your friends to strengthen your relationships. You're reading books to educate yourself. You're working on your craft. You're working on your mastery. Are you on the intentional path? Because if that's the path you're on, which most people are not, then by default, your life will go up. So what path do you want to be on? Think about that. What path do you want to stay on? If you want to leave the default mode and walk a path of growth, then you have got to make a plan. And this is the part where you need to pull out a piece of paper, because I'm going to walk you through how to make a plan so that you can be more intentional. Like, you're really going to start designing your life, and this is what it starts with. So the first step in knowing your plan is to know your goal. What do you want to achieve? Like, what do you want to do? It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be small. It can be whatever. My goals are, I want to make, I'm going to be financially free. I want to quit my job by the end of my lease. I want to get better at basketball, get better at freestyling. And like, there's many goals I have. I do have a most important goal right now that is growing my following on YouTube. And just, not even that, like, that's not the main goal. Honestly, the main goal is to sell my courses, you know, and to do that, make content, push it out. That's what I gotta do, but that's the goal. And then another big goal of mine is just to stay in contact with my family, my friends. Like, I definitely value relationships because they keep us together. We are the dogs of society, but I won't get too deep into that. Regardless, I'm just saying all this so you can get an idea of like a goal you want to achieve. It can be anything, okay? Maybe you want to write a book, learn language, learn how to code, get a girl or a boy, get better at cooking, improve in skateboarding, build a business, like whatever it is. Build a following online, create content, like whatever it is. Now that you have your goal, you need to figure out what are the 1 to 3 behaviors you can take, the 1 to 3 behaviors that you can take to make the most progress on your goals. So this is the part where you really want to sit down and think, well, okay, if I can only do 3 things for this goal, what would that be? Okay, I said I want to go to the gym more. If I can only do 3 things to go to the gym more, what would it be? 1, I would have my gym clothes with me. 2, I can take a route where the gym is in my way. And then 3, I can just show up for like 2 minutes. And so those I literally just threw off the top of my head. But that's how simple it is. And if I just follow those 3 things, have my gym clothes, take a route that passes the gym, and go for 2 minutes, I will be able to consistently show up to the gym. Like, it's that simple. For YouTube, my goal is to make money online. It's to be financially free. So what are the 3 behaviors I can do that? Create content, post content, have a product or service people can buy from. That's literally it. And that's literally all I'm doing. Sorry, I got hiccups. But I'm making content, I'm posting it, and I have something that you can buy. You can purchase. First link in my description. If you want to live in design, go check it out. So pause the video right now and go through this, right? And go through it. Like, don't just watch this video and think, okay, I'll get around to it a little bit later. No, you won't. You won't. You won't. I can promise you right now, you won't. You're not going to be watching this video to go back through these steps. So please, if it's too much for you to get a piece of paper, you just go to your notes on your phone. You can have this video in the corner, or go to the comments and walk through this. So hopefully you spend some time writing down the 1 to 3 behaviors you can do to get closer to your goal. Now, you're going to put all those behaviors through this formula. I will do behavior at time or event in environment. Now, let me break down those elements first in that formula, and then I'll give an example of how you can use this. So behavior is literally what you just wrote down, the 1 to 3 things. Time is literally whatever time you're going to do it, 5 p.m., 6 a.m., 9. Event is something you're already doing. So you already wash your clothes, you already drive to work, you already call your mom, you know? And then environment is just wherever you are. The office, bathroom, car, you get the vibes. So let's go through the example of this. So I told you one of my goals is to sell my product or my service online, make some money. One of my behaviors is to create content. So I can say, and this is something I'm doing literally right now. I will record 4 YouTube videos before I go into work in the office. And that's simple as it is. And that's what I'm doing right now. It is currently 6:11 a.m. And my goal is to be done by 7 with the videos because work starts at 9, but I want to spend some time with my shawty. So I got up early because my goal is to record videos before I go to work. So I got up early enough to get into the office to record videos. That's as simple as it is. And you might be overlooking this like, okay, I don't really have to do this. This is nothing. If that's your mindset, click off the video because nothing's going to change for you. Follow the steps down to a T. Know your goal, know your behaviors, and make your plan following the formula. It's that simple. Just follow those 3 steps. I made it dead simple for a reason. If you want more advanced, if you want me to go even in more detail, then you gotta go check out my course. But to get you on the path right now and to get you going, this is literally the sauce. Okay, this is the foundation. This is everything. So every day, follow your plan. You want to make this plan every day, and you want to follow it, and that is how you live intentionally. You're not walking the intentional path. Well, as time passes, things will get better because you changed yourself. And that's all you gotta do. So make sure if you wrote this plan down that you can see it daily. That's why I have my goals up behind me in my office. So every time I walk in here, I can see my goals and be reminded of what's important to me. And this really helped out last week because I've been doing leg exercises. And I didn't get started until Wednesday because I was just like, wasn't even thinking about it. But I was in my office looking at my goals and I said, how did I overlook that? Didn't I say I want to work out my legs 3 times this week? And so I didn't do the whole 3 times. I did do twice. And that was a lot better than what I've really been doing, which is no times of me working out my legs. So it's really important that you have your goals up, your plan up, where you can see it. If you roll it on your phone, just take a picture and make it your wallpaper. So anytime you unlock your phone, you can see, oh, this is what I'm going to do today. Boom, bet. And then you'll get off to it. And you also want to make sure that whatever you need to do that thing is in your environment. Like for me, I literally made sure my tripod was set up, my microphone was set up, my chair was set up, and my talking points were already on my computer ready. So all I had to do was open it up. Why? Because I'm getting up at 5 a.m. I'm not gonna feel like recording. I'm not gonna feel like setting anything up. But if I walk in here and I see it's already set up, that makes it a lot easier for me to say, all right, well, let's get this going. And that's what happened. So make sure you have whatever is in your environment. Make sure whatever you need to do that thing is in your environment, okay? Now, making plans is a crucial part for living by design to get out that default mode and to see your life go up. But making a plan is not all there is to doing it. There are different things you got to know. And obviously, I can't go into too deep detail here because that's going to make this video so freaking long. But I did make a course called Live by Design that goes to way more details and breaks down everything for you. It'll be the first link in my description if you are interested in that. Now let me know in the comments what your goal is and the behaviors, no more than 1 or 3 that you're going to do to reach them. Get your practice in today, making your plan. And you might be wondering, well, why only 1 to 3? Shouldn't I do more? According to the 80-20 rule, you shouldn't. And I could break down what the 80-20 rule is. The 80, okay, 80/20 rule, I could break it down. I don't feel like it. So if you really want to understand why you only want to do 1 to 3 behaviors instead of more, just look up the 80-20 rule and you understand exactly why you're going to just do less. Because less is more. Now, if you can walk the more intentional life, the intentional part of life, you're not going to worry. You don't have to worry about your future and how it's going to be. Because you know how it's going to be. Because you are being intentional. And you're making things go up. But if you stay on the default mode of life, be worried about your future. Because it's not going to be great. I'm telling you that right now. It's not going to be great. Be worried about that. Okay? But I really don't want you to be. That's why I'm pushing you to be on this more intentional path of life. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, you know the rest. I'll see you later.